I'm going to give you guys a little different side of Stephanie. First off, I want to thank Melissa for the nomination. I appreciate it, and what an honor it is to be a finalist. First off, I'd like to talk about our business. Our business is about making connections. We connect leaders to teams, team members to each other, and we connect teams to people in the community who need a little help. And we give people confidence. We show them that they can accomplish anything when they're working together, when they're building on their strengths, and we create experiences that last a lifetime. And we build, we create passion and purpose. And I know firsthand what it's like to need purpose. My dad said, girls don't go to college. So when I was 18, instead of living in the United States by myself, I went to Moscow with my parents. I started working there at Moscow. I worked there for 2 years. I came back to the United States, left them there. I had courage to finally leave. And I came back to the United States and ended up in Indiana Department of Correction. And it was pretty interesting, actually, that career. But when I was 22 years old, working in the Department of Correction, I started taking college classes. And one of my college classes was to write an essay. And so I wrote an essay about my life. And that burden just lifted. It left me. And I realized that I was going to create my own destiny. And I had to make my own path. And by golly, even with my reading disability, I got at least an associate's degree in criminal justice. In 2001, I retired. And I jumped out of that perfectly good airplane and went to commission only with AFLAC. And so within 4 years, though, they asked me to open a regional office in Louisville, which would have been the 3rd regional office. And just with a handful of people, they gave me, here, you can start a scratch district or region and go on. And within 8 months, we built the team up that we became the #1 team in Kentucky because of team. Because of knowing people. And we stayed #1 for 86 weeks straight. 86 weeks. I was the only female regional coordinator in Kentucky. In January '07, I got a chance to purchase Workshop. Little place across the hall for me, but it was all about team, and I loved team. And I thought, you know, later on down the road, I can work at it, but right now, if they need me, I can like run across the hall, but you know, I'm really into this AFLAC, but I don't want to miss that opportunity. Well, and you know, I didn't go to college. I didn't get a business degree, so I just thought you go to the bank, get a loan, buy a business. It doesn't necessarily work that way. Jesse and I found ourselves able to get a bank loan, but not until after we had purchased the business. He would give me the same amount of money, but it had to be after we bought the business, then we could do something, you know, then we can improve it. So we're like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And so we just sat down one weekend and wrote out a bunch of credit card checks, thousands of dollars of credit card checks. Monday morning, we went to the bank, put a little bit of our own money with it, and got a cashier's check, and we bought Workshop. And 5 months later, I thought, man, we're in good shape, you know? I'm excited. My team's #1 still, and I got Workshop over here, and this is going to be great. Well, 5 months later, Jesse and I are coming back from Hawaii, a vacation, and on the plane was my boss's neighbor. And so I was like, wow, great, right? That's kind of interesting, meeting somebody from Louisville, Kentucky on a plane from Hawaii. And he proceeded to start apologizing to me for what was going to happen in December. And he told me that the boss was definitely getting a divorce. He was bringing up his girlfriend from another state as a regional manager and would be taking over my region. And as a contract employee, you don't have any recourse with that. But I tell you what, it took me back to my younger days where hell had to have chocolate frosting on top. So we had to make sure that nobody knew anything. I couldn't tell what I knew. I had to keep my team motivated, pumped up, fired up, because they deserved it. And I wasn't going to let anything happen to them. And we ended up #1. It was pretty good. But he was right. In January, I lost my region. I was lost. I left Aflac. I was lost. I didn't know what to do. And it took a lot of months to recover. And it took me right back to not being good enough. But I tell you what, I woke up one day and said, Workshop needs me, and I can make a difference. And so that's what we do at Workshop. We make a difference. I'll tell you a little story about something that recently happened. I knew I was going to cry. A lot of times people think Workshop's just silly, funny, fun stuff. Yeah, it's really goofy place. Stephanie's silly, funny Stephanie. But I got to tell you this story that just happened. In November, we did some build-a-beds. We actually built beds for kids that didn't have any beds to sleep on as part of our team development program. And we, paint the slats and we put their dreams on it and we create this memory that they can have forever. And Texas Roadhouse built these beds. And we got them to the kids. And then they took it forward. They kept paying it forward because that's what we do. You do something good, you want to continue to do it. And so they did. They gave them Christmas gifts, and they even came Christmas Eve and dropped off a dinner so that this man who had 2 little boys, had nothing else, could have a great Christmas. And last week, that man was killed in a taxi cab accident in Jeffersonville, Indiana. But the power of what we do when we pay it forward, those kids will forever have a memory that that team, that Texas Roadhouse team, made their last Christmas with their dad. Their dad got them beds, and that's the memory they have. So the power of paying it forward when you're doing teamwork lives on. You don't know the impact of what little gestures you do can have on people. So for that, I love what we do. I love where we are. I'm proud of where we are. And I love the passion that we put forward. Thank you.